All right, good morning, everybody. Today I wanted to try and take on a new task of making dandelion coffee. Now, I want to show you guys how to do it. This is going to be an adventure for all of us together. But anyways, so we're in mid-spring, late spring. The dandelions are coming up pretty good up here in northern Pennsylvania. Right here we have just your common yard dandelion. This is in my yard. You can identify it pretty easy. And then if you look in the center, you can see the actual dandelion flower coming. But the leaves are rigid, they're straight up. And then you got a little bit of red purplish undertones on the stem. So, yeah, everybody should know what a dandelion looks like at this point. Most people regard them as weeds, but they are actually one of the most medicinal yard plants that you can actually find. And they have a lot of uses, to include the roots, the leaves, the stalks, the flowers. You can pretty much use the entire dandelion. There's dandelion teas, wines, jellies, jams, coffee. You name it, you can get it. And it, like I said, it is packed with nutrients and vitamins and stuff. So what we're going to do is you take your basic garden trowel and just send it down, because the root base is quite long. So just loosen it up underneath there. Go around, make a good little circle. Get your hand in there. Okay, and see, that is the root of the dandelion. That's what we're going to need today. We're going to need a whole bunch of these. And thankfully, dandelions are very plentiful and they grow all over the place. But yeah, we're going to collect a bunch of those and we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so we've collected a mess of dandelion root. We're just going to put it into water now and get them nice and cleaned up as much as we can. Get all that extra dirt off of it, and any extra plant fibers from other plants. I like to use, when I'm washing roots and stuff, I like to use like warmer water. I don't know, it's just my preference, I guess. It feels like I get it cleaner. But yeah, all you want to do is rinse your dandelion root pretty good. Get them nice and clean. And our next step in this process is we're going to dice these up into small chunks. Now there's a couple different ways, and when you make coffee, there's slow roasted coffees, and stuff like that. And if you slow roast these, you'd put these in the oven like this, at a low temperature for about 4 to 5 hours. And as you roast them, they say that there's a very strong actual coffee smell that comes off of these. And but today we're going to do it a quicker method, just to see how it works. So I'm going to keep cleaning these, get these nice and clean, and then we'll chop them up. Alright, so we've got them all cleaned up. What you're going to do is take a basic pair of scissors and just go through and slice each one just into a smaller portion, a more manageable size. Just like that. Alright, so we have our dandelion root all cut up. We're going to put it into the pan and we're going to roast them. Now, from what I understand, you want to roast them until they're very dark, almost black color, and an aroma of coffee will start coming off of them. So we're going to fry these up, get them nice and dark, and go from there. Okay, so now, as you can see, we got them nice and black. And so next what we're going to try and do is grind them up and make them into like a powder, and then we can put them into our coffee maker. Alright, so now there's our roots after we've roasted them. I'm just taking the end of an ice cream scoop and just kind of crushing it down into a powder. And you just do that till you get a nice powder grain to it. It's breaking down pretty good, and so I'll go through and I'll finish it all up, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we got everything crushed up, and so now I'm going to get the coffee maker over here and we'll just run it through like we do normal coffee. It smells very earthy coffee. It's got a good smell to it. So we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so I got the dandelion root grounds into the coffee maker. Made enough for just about a cup, I believe. So I'm going to run it through and see how it turns out. Alright, so there is our first cup of dandelion coffee. Now what I'm noticing is that we may have to run it through twice to get it a little darker. But there it is. Nice cup. Grab a little bit of milk here. Cool it down. So we can try it. All right. It tastes like coffee. It really does. Like a decaf coffee. It's pretty good, actually. So, all right, folks. Well, that's how you make the coffee. Hope you guys learned something. I learned something. We'll talk to you later.